guys, so my name is Deanna. I am now a registered dietitian, and this video is going to be about my whole experience with the CDR exam. So everything that I did on that same exact day. Let's go. Okay, so on the day of the exam, my exam is at 12 p.m. and I woke up at 7:40 something, and I didn't really feel well rested. But I really wanted to watch the Eatright prep video on YouTube because that's one of the things, the study materials that I didn't get to do, and I wanted to feel as ready as possible, right? So those were my two options, either go back to sleep or watch that video. But I remembered my friend when I was talking to her the night before. She's like, no, the exam day, you need to be, clear. You need to absolutely no studying. You need to make sure your head is in the right space. So I was like, okay. So I went back to sleep. I woke up at 9, and from 9, I went to, spoke with my family. I did not tell anyone that I'm taking the exam. That's something really important that I think really helped me, reduce my stress. I boiled my eggs, and then 9:30, I went and I ran. Now, I don't like running. I'm not a jogger, but I went running because whenever I'm studying, when you're running, it's clearing your head, you're getting better energy. It's a whole different mood changer. So I went running for 30 minutes. I was listening to the Titanic song, the Celine Dion song, on repeat for the whole 30 minutes. I just wanted to make sure that I am as calm as possible throughout the whole, time, because when you get nervous, you're not gonna make the right decisions. And I knew myself, I knew my body, I knew what I had to do for myself. So I went out jogging, which I really recommend you guys exercise on the day of. So I went jogging from 9:30 to 10. At 10, I came home, I ate my eggs, ate my breakfast, because we all know you need a good breakfast, right? So I ate my breakfast, and then I showered, I got dressed, and I left. So when I was leaving, I didn't tell anyone I was leaving. So my dad literally, he went and kind of chased me outside, and he's like, where are you going? Where are you going? And I was already in my car. So I did not answer him. I was just like, bye. Because I didn't want, to have more pressure. I already have so much pressure on myself. I didn't want to add more pressure to my whole experience. And again, I wanted to remain as calm as possible. You really, you can't be anxious throughout this whole time. I left my home at around 10:40ish, because I wanted to get there early. In the email it says, oh, make sure you get here 30 minutes early. I wanted to get there really early, just in case there's an accident, just in case whatever happens. I just wanted to be there so that way I'm not feeling stressed and anxious at home. I'm just there. So I did take my Inman binder with me, just to feel safe. I wanted to feel secure. So I took it with me. I got there to the place at around 11, I want to say 11:15. But throughout the whole time, I wasn't thinking, my drive, I wasn't thinking about the exam. I wasn't thinking about the material, anything. I had my music on. I was singing, dancing, just putting myself into a really good mood. So when I got there, I had, 45 minutes early, and you cannot study inside the testing center. So I stayed in my car, and I did look over the Inman again, just to see, I know my weak points, and I'm sure you all know your specific weak points too. And honestly, it made me a little bit more nervous because I was studying when I should not be. So I don't know if I recommend that at all or not, but it did help me with the labs. So I would recommend that you study and, before that day, and make sure you have associations with everything before. But I was just kind of looking through my flashcards, just flipping through, but kind of casually. It wasn't like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No, it wasn't like that. So I went inside at 11:50 because I don't know, I know you don't need 30 minutes to check in. When I went inside, you go in, you have to sign in on paper, your name, your email, and your phone number. And I was so nervous for my phone number. I did not remember. I put 754-344, and I could not remember the rest. And what's funny is my phone number is 754-366. So I was putting Chipotle's number, not mine, because, well, I was a Chipotle manager before, so it was not I'm a crazy fan or anything. But I was putting Chipotle's number, and I was like, wait a second, what the hell's my number? Since I took it with the Corona time, this is May 2020, you had to wear a mask, so I put on my mask, obviously, and then everyone that was waiting kind of was sitting farther apart, like far apart from each other. So I sat down. The lady took a while to kind of be with me because I don't really know. It just took her a while to like get to me. She was talking to different people, and I noticed like my testing center, it was very, very small. There was 4 different rooms. I'm not sure what each of them had, but my room was extremely tiny, and I could tell the whole place is really small. After you check in, she has to take a picture of you with like the little webcam camera. So she tried to take a picture of me, and the camera would not work. And she's like, "It's been working for everyone. I know it's not working for you." And I'm like, oh my God, great. The first thing that goes wrong, like, oh my God. So it took her like 10 minutes to take my picture. Like, I'm not even joking. So she told me like, okay, maybe take off your glasses. Maybe like it's a glare or something. It was not. So we kind of just stood there. I was like, oh my God, yay, like, fuck. So finally the picture took. And I was like, yes. I locked my things away. You get a bin and you know, you have to put everything. I was able to bring my water with me. And then I went to the bathroom before I got into my room, because when your exam starts, it starts, and like you don't want to waste any time going to the bathroom or anything. But everyone that was waiting, they were kind of trying to lighten up the mood and kind of like be funny and just have conversations. So that definitely helped me feel more comfortable, I guess. I had to sign a paper from Pearson, and I had to give her my ID also. She scanned it. It's just like common procedures. So make sure you bring an ID with you. So that happened, and then she's like, okay, you know, your room is ready, because even if my time is at 12, it's just like the check-in time. That's not the actual exam time. So she had to wait for someone to leave the computer, so I was able to have one. And the testing center is not just like RDs or anything like that. It's anyone that's getting certified. So when I was checking in, I was reading the names or the exams, and there's like FBI, there's like for insurance, there's like many things. So it's not like it's just RDs. I went inside. It was a very, very small room. It had 4 computers in it. Only one other person was with me, so that was cool. And each computer, there's like a divider, very thick divider, and you can't see the other person's computer. So she did give me this paper. It's not really paper. It's like a laminated sheet and a marker. She didn't give me an eraser, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And she gave me a calculator, but I did have to ask. I was like, oh, can I please have a calculator? So there is a calculator on the screen, but if you want one, I'm more comfortable with the physical one, so I just asked and she gave me. So those are the things that you can have. Okay, so when I finally did get on the computer, you see your name, and then you see the photo that they took of you. And I clicked on it, you click on it, you put next, and then it takes you to the exam. But apparently, with my exam, and this testing center, something with a pixel, it was wrong. So that was my problem number 2. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, like this is what it says. And she's like, oh, just click OK. And then it kind of just blanked out the page. So I had to step out. She had to call like the IT people and this whole entire mess. And then she tried a different computer. After calling and doing like a million different things, I was sitting outside like in the waiting area again. And I actually started my exam after 1 p.m. So that was a whole hour that I had to wait. That was unexpected. Obviously it didn't count from my exam time, because the exam time is only when you click start exam. So I wasn't really like worried about it, but I was just like, crap, like this is the second thing that goes wrong. Like, is this not my day or something? I was really like scared. So finally she was like super nice, super helpful, because, you know, I was really nice to her as well. And she finally fixed the problem, and I went on a computer. And I clicked my photo with my name. I put next. It finally worked. And you click start, like, you know, you only can click next. You cannot go back to whatever question that you had. There's like a non-disclosure form that you have to put, you know, you have to agree to, basically saying you can't like replicate these exam questions, you can't talk about them, blah blah blah. So I put next, and then the exam, it says 3 hours total, but that 30 minutes is check-in. So you have 2.5 hours to do the whole entire exam. So you can either have 25 questions, or you can have up to 145. I read the CDR handbook about it, and it says if you have harder questions, you're gonna get, you know, less questions, so you're gonna have the 125. If you have easier questions, then you're gonna get more, and everything is scored very differently. So it's not like one question is 1 point or something like that. It's not. So don't try to find the value of each question, because they're all scored so differently. So I started my exam, and then the first question I was like, oh, okay, like this is not bad. This is literally, it's like you're in your school, university, and you're just taking any exam. So I just, looked at it. It was cool. I clicked my answer. I put next. And then the third question, I was like, what the fuck is this? Then I was like, okay, whatever. But also, before I started, really, on that laminated sheet, I wrote my name, like Diana Bitar, and I put registered dietitian, and then I put I will pass, and then I put the score that I wanted. I didn't really care about the score, I just wanted to pass. And something that I will tell you guys that really helped me is every question I would hide the answers with the laminated sheet. I would read the question fully and understand what they're asking, then I would look at the answers, because my eyes, this is how I read. I look at half the question and then I go to the answer, and then you're just gonna confuse yourself or make yourself nervous. So I was just going very slowly, dissecting it. When I selected my answer, I was like, I read it again, made sure that my answer is the one I want, and I put next. So I would say the exam was fairly, literally included everything that you studied, but at the same time, nothing. But also my friend said the same thing. It has everything included from what we studied in Inman, but at the same time, you only have 125 questions, or 145. So it's not like you're gonna have a question about everything. You're not. And there was a lot of things that I expected on the exam that I didn't get, which was kind of a shocker to me. That was like my experience with that part. With the timer, there is a timer on top. So at first I was doing good with the timing. Didn't really like worry about it, because in my practice questions, I always did like 100 questions in like 45 minutes. So I was not worried at all. But then after a while, I was, just glancing at the timer, and then I was behind on time. And then I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm behind on time, because there's no way, 2 hours already passed, and I had at first I had an hour something left, and I was like, what the heck? So then I started going a little bit faster, because some questions, it's pretty straightforward, difficult, but it's straightforward. Some questions, it's really not. And then the math ones, I don't know. I wasted so much time on one of the math ones, because I knew what they were asking, but I wasn't sure of how to do it. But then I had to go faster. I had to go with my first read it and answer, instead of read it, dissect it, and then answer. So just kind of make sure you keep yourself on time and that you don't pass the time, because my worst fear is that I was gonna get more than 125 questions and then be low on time. So when you finish the exam, you have to either do a small quick survey, or you can step out and the lady will give you a printout of your score. Obviously, I'm impatient, so I did the survey, and then it shows you the screen with your score. So this is what I saw on the screen. So the first thing I looked at was this number, which is just the subcategory, and it said 16. And you need a 25 to pass. And when I saw that, I was like, no way, no freaking way, because I know I did okay, but there's no way I didn't pass, and there's no way I got this low of a score. And I was so hurt and shocked, and I was like, what? No. And then I looked up a little bit, and then it says congratulations, and it says my actual score, which is here. Let me just hide this. It says the actual score here in bold. So I got 28. So I was like, oh my god. So make sure you look at the right score, not the sub scores, because I was hurt as shit. And then I was just crying, because it's such a milestone that you pass. You work so hard, you do an undergrad, you go through so many different obstacles. Applying for the internship is not freaking easy. Getting into one is not easy. Finishing it, the whole damn experience, and studying day and night for this damn exam. It was just a wonderful, very, very, very happy experience. And I hope you all get to experience that very soon. So here's my 3 tips for you guys when taking the exam. Number 1 is be super, super comfortable. So make sure everything that you do puts you in a comfortable and relaxed mood. So even like for me, for my clothes when I was getting dressed, I made sure I'm not wearing like anything tight or anything that's gonna make me uncomfortable. I wore leggings. I brought a jacket with me. I didn't know if it's gonna be cold or not. I just wore the jacket. It was, you know, the temperature was whatever, but just in case, I brought it. I made sure I was relaxed throughout the whole time. I even picked the chair because there's like different chairs in the room, and there was one that I liked, and I picked that specific chair because the one I had I didn't like. And I was literally sitting like this, guys. Literally both my legs on the chair. I was just sitting as if like I'm in my damn room, because I needed to be comfortable to be in the right, you know, clear mindset to take the exam. My number 2 tip is make sure you exercise that day, or, you know, meditate, do yoga, whatever gets your mind clear. Don't think about the exam, don't think about the material at all. Just go out. Like when I exercise, I felt so amazing. These small little things definitely do help. Like something we recommend to people, like make sure you exercise, you're gonna feel great. It's not just about weight loss, blah blah blah. And we don't usually take our own advice. So make sure you exercise, make sure you have a really good breakfast. My 3rd tip for you guys is to, this is like a lot of people say this, to write your name on that sheet and write registered dietitian next to it and write I will pass. So it sounds silly, it sounds like, what is that gonna do? Like I'm either ready or I'm not, but it really does help. So every time I got a question that I wasn't sure of, when I was holding that sheet, I would read Diana Bitar, registered dietitian, and then I would think, okay, you're the dietitian already. You already have this title, and this, whatever question I was asking, like this is the situation you're in. What are you gonna do about it? And then, you know, that helped me. I felt a little bit more empowered, and I felt better with my decision, because I wasn't thinking like, oh, what page was this on? Or, oh, like, did I memorize this correctly? No, it was just, you know, hands on, not hands on, but like, it was me in the situation acting it out. And that really helped me. So definitely believe in yourself and go in expecting that you will pass. Like I even did my nails because I wanted to do like one of these pictures. So like I did my nails. I really made sure like I was praying the whole time. So, you know, whatever you believe in, you know, God, the universe, chakras, whatever you believe in, just make sure you believe in yourself. Okay, the sun is really hitting me. But also another thing that I did is I wrote this right here. It says, I will pass my RD exam on the first trial, hashtag May 2020. I wrote my name, I put registered dietitian, nutritionist next to it. And I wrote this when I first started studying. I would look at it every single day. I put it literally on my desk, my planner. On my test day, I put registered dietitian on it. And month passed the RD exam. Okay, so I really was focused on passing. I wrote it everywhere. I thought about it all the time. I thought about what I'm gonna say on the group chat. Like I thought about what I'm gonna do when I pass. Like how am I gonna announce it, all of this stuff. And then I know I said 3 tips, but this is my 4th tip. Do not tell anybody that you're taking the exam. We already have so much stress on ourselves. It's really stressful. And like the day before my exam on the day of my exam, I started to get some GI symptoms. Like I was nauseous, and I can't even begin to imagine if I told everyone that I'm taking the exam. It's just so much freaking pressure. So really just, it's not a secret, but just really, they don't need to know when you're taking. One last thing about the exam, guys. I really suggest that you book it as soon as you're able to, because the dates and the times, like the spots, go by really freaking fast. You can always reschedule. It's so easy to reschedule. You literally log in, click reschedule, pick the date, put the center, that's it. So I changed my exam date twice. I originally wanted May 23rd, but I saw like so many dates are open, and I was dumb. And I was like, oh, there's so many dates open, there's so many centers, like I'm good. Literally a week later, nothing. Like when I mean nothing, there was nothing. And I didn't book my exam until 1 week before. So originally I picked the 19th. It was a far place, it was an hour away. I didn't really want that. I was stressing even more that it's so freaking far. And then I switched it again. I switched it to the 21st of May. and then I didn't really feel comfortable with it. And then when I saw the closer center near me and the date that I wanted, which is May 23rd, I was like, this is the one. This is another thing, just make sure you have a set date, and then you can always change it. But I know since of like Corona, there's not so many centers or not so many open dates, since everyone didn't, everyone's rushing to take the exam that wasn't able to 2 months ago. So I really, guys, wish you the best and everything. I really hope you all pass. I do have a Facebook group called Pre-RD Connect, and it's for everyone who is either a new dietitian or pre-RD, and I just really love empowering people. I want to give any resources that I have and just have like a place to really connect with other RDs, because so many friendships can be made online, and it's just a great way to connect with people. And obviously I don't want to spam the RD exam prep group chat either. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you found this video really helpful. Please do like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye, have a beautiful day.